Hi, my name is Larry White, and my wife and I, we attend every week online. Our son's family attends there in person in Chanhassen, and Christian and Teresa White are their name. Their daughter, who's 5, her name is Monroe White, has just today been sent to Children's Hospital. She has some sort of paralysis. Chris and Teresa, you can imagine they're very shaken.
It was Friday, September 30th, and Christian had just flown out of town. And so it was just me and the kids in the morning, and Monroe woke up and she was playing with her brother Emmett. She complained that her legs hurt, but I gave her some Tylenol. She got up, she climbed into the truck, and we left to go to school. Not more than 10 minutes later, they called me to say that she had collapsed on the floor. So I took her to urgent care, and from there, the lady said, "We can't do anything for you here, but you need to take her to Children's immediately." And from the time that she was at urgent care, she could wrap her legs around me. And then when we got to the hospital, her legs were just dangling. The doctors came in and they kept pinching her toes or like pushing on her legs, trying to see if she would feel anything. And I remember one of the doctors saying I was pinching her toe really hard and she wasn't even responding.
Wake up, little one. Wake up.
They said that they needed to take her back for an MRI. They were worried that the paralysis was moving up, and they didn't know if it was going to stop or if it was going to continue into her vital organs.
Teresa called, and I thought it was a little strange she was calling around that time in the morning. So that kind of helpless feeling of being several states away when you get a call like that, I was in a mode of I just need to get home and I need to get to see Monroe and to help Teresa and take care of my family. And I walked in the room and I saw Monroe hooked up to tubes, and such a lively girl always, and she's not even moving.
The first thing that the neurologist said to me when she got upstairs was, "I'm a mom. I'd want to know the worst thing that could happen in this situation. And I don't have a lot of answers for you, but there is a chance that your daughter may not walk again." Monroe's diagnosis is transverse myelitis, and the cause is unknown. And all transverse myelitis is just a description of being paralyzed from the waist down.
After we found out, my dad said he would reach out to Westwood.
Chris and Teresa could really use a call or even a visit would be great.
I went online and entered several prayer requests for Monroe, and we started reaching out to our family members here in Minneapolis to pray for Monroe as well.
I think that first weekend, I was feeling really guilty. I was feeling like maybe I should have seen something sooner. And then it came to a point where I just had a moment of calm where I felt like I'd done everything that I could do. And I remember my prayers being like, "God, I realize that this is your path for us." And at that moment was where I felt the most calm, and knowing that he was going to guide us in the direction that our family was meant to go. And we were going to get through it together.
Good night.
Good night.
Every single doctor and nurse, every time they came in, they would ask her to wiggle her toes. And she would just get annoyed, be like, "I can't do it. I can't wiggle my toes." And then on Monday, they brought in Child Life, and they said, "Your brain controls your toes. So just think about wiggling your toes in your brain. Don't worry about looking at your feet." And that was the first time that she had wiggled her toes. I think we all started cheering.
There's a little bit there.
There's for sure a little bit there.
They definitely didn't think that that she was going to wiggle her toe that day.
And then the next night, she was like wiggling her whole leg.
Good job.
I remember every day felt like a miracle at that point.
It did, because the doctors were it's almost like they were several steps behind where she was.
Just out of nowhere, she said, "I know that Jesus is healing me."
They would walk in expecting one phase and how to address it, and she was already past it.
And the nurse said, "Do you believe in divine intervention? Because this little girl's recovery is nothing short of a miracle." Monroe went from being bedridden and being paralyzed from the waist down to 2 weeks later, she was walking.
You can clearly see God's healing there, that somebody who wasn't even, maybe even not even supposed to be walking yet now, is jumping on a trampoline with her siblings and running around with them, and she got her childhood back. It really did feel like that all the prayers everybody was praying for us, God was listening and God was doing his work.